I'm to you now. And oops, I had it right first time. This is Michael Gross, Dr. Michael Gross. He was practicing and I was too, and then I forgot. Anyway, happy Sunday afternoon. If you're watching this live, I would love to have a comment from you. We would love to hear your feedback. We love doing these every Sunday afternoon. And Michael, why don't you say hi before I get into all the formalities?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Cool. This hand, right? Gotcha. We'll get it right one of these days. It all depends on what we're on. But we're here today because Michael has an awesome message for everyone. And I wanted to go ahead and just give you guys a heads up that this is a super, super powerful message. So brace yourself. We have a lot of fun doing these, and we really look forward to every Sunday meeting with you. And if you're watching this on a replay later, welcome. Just hashtag replay in the comments, and that way we can keep on coming up with it, because we love to hear your feedback, and we'll make sure that we put our contact information in the Facebook comments as well. But our topic today is moving with the ebb and flow of life, right, Michael?
Yes.
Pretty close.
Yeah, I got it. It's close enough.
Okay. Well, before we get started in introducing Michael, I wanted to just, I was poking around and I found a really powerful quote, and I thought I'd go ahead and share that with you because this is a very, very inspiring woman who wrote it. And I'll tell you who wrote it in a minute, but she's really been someone I've looked up to for a very long time. Her quote is, "I trust in the ebb and flow of the universe. I trust that life's bigger than what I can see. I trust that there is a divine order beyond my control. And I trust that no matter what happens, I will be all right." And it's from Oprah Winfrey. We all know who beautiful Oprah Winfrey is, and her story is phenomenal. She came from a childhood of abuse, and I won't go into details, but she was such an inspiring woman who moved through some of the very, very difficult hardships of her young life. And now she is someone that definitely enriches all of our lives. And her wisdom and her inspiration continues to move me today. And that's why I really wanted to mention her quote. I know Michael has phenomenal quotes that I share frequently. And hopefully he will share some with us today. But on that note, what I want to do is get right to the point. Get to the heart of the matter. Okay. Dr. Michael Gross is an author, a professional keynote speaker, transformational coach, and an entrepreneur. For more than 3 decades, he has been on a spiritual path as an intuitive, a healer, a spiritual counselor, and a teacher. Through the guidance of spirit, Michael has assisted others in their personal quest for self-empowerment, helping them to create the lives that they have long sought and bring forth their intuitive abilities. Michael currently teaches classes in spirituality, self-empowerment, Reiki, and other modalities. And I highly encourage anyone who's curious about learning more about Michael to definitely connect with him, because I have a year and a half ago, and he has totally changed my life. And I'm going off a little bit here, Michael, but some of the things that I've learned, especially in the last 6 months, I had no idea what I was missing. So thank you for enriching my life. On that note, we'll continue. As I said, Michael currently teaches classes in spirituality, self-empowerment, Reiki, and other modalities. In concert with God, the True Source, he has also achieved great success and miraculous healings. He remains humble, knowing the work he does comes from God, the True Source. He lives in Lakewood, Washington, and has just launched his nonprofit, the International Institute of Self-Empowerment. I am honored to have him here on this very, very special day. So let's take a quick welcome for Dr. Michael Gross. And going this way.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
You're welcome, Michael.
It's a real joy to be working with you, and a real joy to share so many things with all of you. Tia is an amazing woman. She's coming down to the final stages. Her book is ready to give birth, almost ready, a few days short, and is healing the holes in your soul.
And mentioning books, I got to interrupt you, Michael, because I almost forgot. This is Michael's book. I'm sorry, Michael, I had to interrupt because it was right here. It's called The Spiritual Primer. And I seriously, seriously encourage everyone to get a copy of this book because it opened my eyes in ways I had no idea was even possible. And definitely a little gold mine of nuggets, okay? Okay, flourish.
All right, and then I'd like you to show them your book, Healing the Holes in Your Soul. As I said, it's ready to give birth. Not quite. And when it does come out, as I mentioned before, we're going to have a special little podcast talking to you about her story and on the life she's created and what she's overcome. So thank you to you.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much for being on, giving up your busy time. I know it's summertime. Some of you will miss the live, but hopefully you'll get the rebroadcast about this. And I was thinking about talking to the true source. What should I teach today? And I don't know if it's teaching, more or less sharing to empower you. And I heard the ebb and flow of life. And I believe I have to lay out a little background about life and all the things that have been going on. And right now, the planet is in a bit of chaos. The doors are opening up. People are able to socialize. They feel like they've come out of seclusion into inclusion. It's really great. I just came back from California. It was a bit of sadness and a bit of joy. But I'm glad to be in California when I was there, meet so many beautiful people, and I acknowledge all of you. Now here I am back in Lakewood, Washington. And as I said before, that before we incarnate, we choose our family, our friends, our relatives, our children. We choose our DNA. We choose our sex. We choose whatever karmic lessons to empower ourselves we need to accomplish and achieve and learn. And we have missions and goals, which is family, friends, relatives, children, our business, also spiritual missions and goals, and so on. If you understand that before you incarnate, you have a choice. Choice is everything you choose, what you came here to do, to learn, and whatever your missions and goals are. Sometimes the choice is the planet Earth needs help. Would you volunteer? And so that was the case with myself and to you and many of you who are here listening to this wonderful podcast. And in this master plan, it's a master plan because you have free will, free choice. You can turn around and sprain your ankle. As long as it's not life-threatening, means nothing. Break a toe or a knee or whatever, as long as it's not nice, life-threatening. It is just things that occur. But everything in life, as it ebbs and flows, is a lesson for us to grow. And that's so important. We need to grow and learn. And of course, there are two ways to grow and learn. One is by listening to someone share their knowledge, which is I'm trying to do right now. And hopefully you will receive it, so I don't have to try anymore. And the other one is through experience. Sometimes you have to stub your toe. Sometimes you have to repeat it over and over again because you didn't get it. And I'm always looking for the easy way, although I will tell you I've had challenges and I've had to repeat certain lessons over and over again. And I hear this message, got it yet, Michael? Okay, we'll make it a little tougher. You got it yet, Michael? Okay, we'll make it a little tougher. And so that's the way our life is. But the most important thing is what I've observed over the years of my life. I've watched many people, and I've experienced personally, that we all reach some type of a crisis in our life. And when I look at the crisis, it could be physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, relationships, whatever it is. And if we look at it as a learning lessons, part of the ebb and flow in life, that everyone who has gone through a crisis, who is willing to be open and learn, it passes. And my expression is you're walking into a pile of manure and walking out smelling like a dozen roses. And everyone that's been open and allow it to flow, they always come out smelling like a dozen roses. You know, rose, by the way, is one of the highest vibrations. The color and the perfume is a very, very high vibration. And that's why I chose to use the word rose. All of us, at one time or another, or will, some listening to this, go through a challenge, or sometimes call a crisis. But that's when you need to be in the flow. The most important thing is we need to stop in the ebb and flow in life and say, what am I to learn? And that's so important because you chose your path. Now, there's something called fatalism. Fatalism does not enter into the picture. In other words, it's fatalistic. You have no choices. Of course, you have a choice. You always have a choice. You could be up to your neck in alligators or snakes, and there's always a way out. And yet, I meet so many people that get stuck in the flow of life, the ebb and flow. So there's the fight, flight syndrome, or frozen or stuck syndrome. And so many people that I meet are now in the frozen. They don't go left, they go right, they're stuck. And they forgot to ask, what am I to learn? So look at the ebb and flow of life. You're born, go through the birth canal. Everything's beautiful and wonderful in your life. And then as a child, you have your family. A great deal of us have a wonderful, loving, caring family. And I remember, this hurts me more than you, Michael, but I have to spank you like heck. It hurts me, not you. But that's the way I learn things. And I also learned respect. That's something that we do not have. We don't have respect in this life with the younger people, older people. The other day, I was handling a problem with someone. And I said, well, I'd like to talk to the supervisor. Well, you can look it up online. Really? You're a manager? I want to talk to your supervisor. So there's no respect. And we forgot what we're here for. In the ebb and flow of life, we're here to learn about life. We're here to have karma. Now, karma, remember, I want to reiterate that, is nothing but an empowering experience. Some people will say karma is negative, some positive. Karma, in the grand scheme of things, in the ebb and flow of life, is all positive. However, it can be challenging. And you're the one that's going to make it really difficult, challenging, or make it really easy. So if I look around life, look around all the things that are occurring, when we're in the ebb and flow of life, there's the one thought, what am I to learn? And what's the easiest way for me to get over this challenge, or through this challenge, or with this challenge? And yet the human side of us is resistant. And resistant is, I want it to end today, 3 seconds ago, and I want to experience this anymore, and I've had it. And of course, throughout my lifetime, one of my favorite expressions was, Scotty, beam me up, right? I mean, I've had it with the human race, or I've had it with my challenges. But when I look back, one of the things I posted, as I mentioned before on Facebook, was, would I change anything in my life? And my answer is no. It made me who I am, gave me the direction I'm in, and gave me the knowledge to be able to talk to you this very day. As Tiu will share one day, all the trials and tribulations she went through to be the outstanding, positive, powerful woman she is today. You're welcome. But each one of you need to understand that life is not a bed of roses. It's a bed of challenges. And these challenges can be filled with Mount Rainiers, Mount Kilimanjaros, or Grand Canyons, or it can be filled with gentle rolling hills and valleys. And that's something important for all of you to realize. Gentle rolling hills and valleys. Because nothing is too big for each one of us to overcome in the ebb and flow of life. Unless you want to make it a big deal. Unless you want to make it challenging. You know, there's so many people that I'm honored and privileged to work with and see their pain and feel their pain And it's pretty hard sometimes for me when I feel their pain. And I ask to see their soul. I see this beautiful, wonderful soul that they are, looking for a hand. Help me, help me, help me. And there's another hand. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. But they don't want to listen. They just want to have everyone bail them out of trouble. And bailing them out of trouble means I'll sit back and you do all the work, and then I'll reap all the rewards. In life, it really doesn't work that way. You reap the rewards in the ebb and flow of life as you grow and learn. And what is so important is knowledge. Knowledge is every life experience. I was talking to an educator, and this wonderful woman in our conversation said a lot of children are dropping out of college and more are dropping out of high school. I go, well, why? Oh, they don't think they need education because they can Google it. And you know that old story, if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? And I went, wow. You see, through the ebb and flow of life, adversity creates an answer. It helps you to be creative. You know, necessity is the mother of invention. And with each ebb and flow in our life and challenge or crisis you have, you become more creative. You become creative because you seek answers. And once you seek the answers, then you move forward in your life. You know, I remember many moons ago, I was in Antigua, and I happened to be an international spiritual consultant to national corporations. It wasn't that many years ago, and I went to the bank, and they were doing everything by hand. They were posting deposits and withdrawals by hand, and we had already entered into the computer age in the States. I went, wow, what a change. But somebody said, hey, this is too arduous. We have to do something more quickly. And that's how computers, you know, UNIVAC invented a computer, which was the size of a huge building. And all they could do was add and subtract. It's Sperry Rand Corporation. They didn't know what to do with it. IBM took it over and then created the computer, and we have what we have now. Because someone said, I don't have a way to Google it. I can look up Encyclopedia Britannica. Some of you may remember that. But they said, we got to find an answer. And so they sat down, and in the ebb and flow in life, they had a challenge. And they began to use the creative force. See, everyone within us has a creative force. Sometimes we don't recognize that. And that creative force is tied in with your soul, your oversoul, and the true source, and the universal band of knowledge. And the universal band of knowledge was everything that has ever been thought of in the universe from day one to trillions of years is collected in this energy. And some of us have plugged into it. Some of us have had incarnations where we've worked with computers or high technology. But whatever it is, every new experience that you have in your lifetime, you are the sum total of. That means you've had previous experiences. And you know, many, many different types of religious aspects try to teach there's no such thing as reincarnation. And my answer to anyone is, how do you know? Well, somebody told me it's in this scripture. Well, that's good. But how do I know? Because you see, whatever expertise you have, whether you're an orator, you're a writer, you're a mother, you're a father, you're an athlete, you're a carpenter, a doctor, whatever you are, you've had that knowledge to some degree before you incarnated. And I can go on and on. Maybe we'll do a session one time about incarnation. But we have many gifts, because when you incarnate and you're in the ebb and flow of life, every experience there's a solution to. You knew that before you incarnated. However, in the process of ebb and flow of life, to empower yourself to heal whatever negative karma may have been, or to learn about karma, to create positive karma, growth karma, love karma, healing karma, all that you knew before you ever became an entity. An entity is a soul. A soul is a boy or a girl, male or female, a child, whatever you want to call it. This is a very complex universe, more complex than you can ever understand. But there are answers to everything in your life. And one of our major challenges in the ebb and flow of life is to understand the aspect of ego. Remember, I talk about ego, ego, edging God out? Well, just to reiterate, maybe a minute or two, when you're born with a veil of forgetfulness. 99.9% of the population does. That means that's that 1/10 that has some recollection. And you're talking to your angels and guides, and ever watch a baby laugh and smile staring into space? Well, that's what they're doing. Like the guardian angels, master guides, angels, talking to them. And then this veil of forgetfulness descends. And you miss that, so you begin talking to yourself. And words have energy. Did you know that? Words have energies. Words create, because what you think you create, what you create, you experience. When you say, I love you, oh, what a feeling. Love is an energy that cannot be expressed, but only felt. That was a quote I put on last night on Facebook from the True Source. And what happens is you miss that conversation. And these words take on a force of energy, because every thought is electromagnetic. What's that mean? In other words, it's energized, electric, has a vibration or frequency, and it's magnetic. It brings into your life. So it becomes the ego. And the ego has one fear. It knows when you birth out of your body, it will no longer exist. So at first, it works with you, supports you, and then controls you. And this is what I want you to understand. Our major goal in our lifetime is to live without our ego. And you meet people, I got a fancy house, I got a diamond, I have a Maybach, that's a very expensive Mercedes, that's like a Rolls Royce. I've got this. Oh, my friend, they're worth $10 million. When you say things like that, it means you're really jealous. You want to be like them. That's your ego. But maybe that's not in the ebb and flow of life for you to be a multimillionaire. Maybe in the ebb and flow of life, you've come here to learn, to empower yourself, to heal any karmic lessons that is important for you to heal, so that you too may one day come and become an angel or guardian angel or guide or whatever. Or work with the True Source to create new universes. Kinds sounds incredulous, but it is true. And how do I know it? Because I've seen it. Spirituality, there are two types. There's religiosity, which is somebody else's rules and regulations and belief systems, which you are brainwashed to accept. But yet it's good because it teaches you morality. That's really good. And then spirituality, true spirituality, is your own experiences, which you take ownership and can never be dissuaded from. And the reason I'm going into depth describing all this is because in the ebb and flow of life, you are unlimited. That's my mantra. And if we understand in the ebb and flow of life, how difficult do we want to make it? How hard? And do we want to remain frozen? And I mean many souls. And my heart goes out that remains frozen. So we're at a precipice. I feel the whole world is at a precipice right now. that we have to make a decision. And that decision is, are we going to follow the thoughts of our soul and be in the ebb and flow of positive life? Or are we going to be controlled and manipulated by our ego and get stuck in the ebb and flow of life and not achieve the greatness in our mission and goal? Now, understand when I say stuck in the ebb and flow of life, there are people who are very wealthy millionaires and they have only one focus: more money, more money, more money, more money. That's more important than love, joy, and happiness. And somehow they have created this ego belief that prosperity and their possessions makes them more joyous and happy. But in the truth of the matter is, if your mission and goal is to be very wealthy, and if your mission and goal is to take that wealth and help others, so be it. Bless you. That's your mission and goal. Nothing wrong with that. But in your ebb and flow in life, nothing must own you except one. Just one thing must own you, and that is the unconditional love of the true source. That's why you're here. That's why you're experimenting with life. That's why you're learning about life. That's why you are a loving aspect of the true source. Wake up, express that love. And when you turn around and express more love in your life, by the law of what you think you create, you experience, you will attract everything in your life to have more love. You don't have to figure out what it is, because you know deep inside and outside, your soul knows exactly what it is. Your challenge in this life is to go through the ebb and flow of life with as much ease, but always knowing that in each flow, like the tide comes in and out, you're learning something new to empower you. And you're gaining great knowledge. And it's your turn to share this knowledge. To you, how are we doing with time?
We've got about 2.5 minutes.
Thank you. So I really want to sum this up because we have 2.5 minutes. And in summing this up, in the ebb and flow of life, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. That light of the true source is unconditional love. The temporary, keyword temporary darkness you may be experiencing or have experienced or will experience is only temporary. Ask, what am I to learn? And how can I get out of this challenge to bring about more love in my life? Because the word love means everything that makes you happy. Remember that. You were created out of love, by love, and from love. And the most important, most powerful, most unlimited energy in this universe is LOVE. It's an energy. Remember, can't be expressed, but can be only felt. Everyone, have a wonderful week. Thank you for honoring me. Thank you for letting me share this message. And thank you for the love and joy and how you're touching everyone in your life. And remember, you are unlimited. Thank you. Thank you to you.
Thank you, Michael. You have me speechless. You have me speechless. What a beautiful message you've given everyone. And wow. You totally got me speechless. Thank you. Thank you. On that note, I will put the contact information down below in the comments. And one more time, definitely, you deserve to read this book. Everyone deserves to read this book because you are all worthy of the knowledge and like I said, the golden nuggets that are within this book. And I will also give Michael a couple minutes because you do a call on Tuesday nights, and you also have every second Saturday of every month. So why don't you just tell everybody really quick
Thank you.
about the calls?
Every Tuesday night from 6:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time to roughly 7:30, 7:35 p.m. Again, Pacific Daylight Savings Time. I call it a call-in where you ask any question you want on spirituality. Then I deliver about a 10 or 12-minute message. There are over 250 of them. You go, wow. But I've been doing this for quite a while. It's very enlightening and very empowering. And you will feel the love of the true source when you call in. Because all of us are a conduit of the true source. Only we've forgotten that. And it's time for us to remember. To access that, all you need to do is dial 515-604-9097. That's 515-604-9097. And there's an access code, and that is 125446 #. It's 125446 #. And just join us. And the second Saturday of every month, which we just had this past Saturday, something I call a mass consciousness healing for this planet, for all of us on this planet, for our souls. And it's an energy of love. And we just had a huge successful one this last Saturday. And it's the same code, 515-604-9097. Same access code, 125446 #. And it starts at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time, second Saturday of the month, and it goes approximately to 11:01 a.m. And after the first 5 or 7 minutes is done in silence. And the feedback that I get from people, the feeling, the emotions, they're even talking to relatives that have passed over, and the love that they feel is incredible. So I would encourage all of you to participate, because my goal is to get 1% of the population to embrace the true source's unconditional love. The other 99% will follow, whether I do it alone, with your help, or someone else across the world. It doesn't make a difference as long as we achieve it. So thank you. Thank you very much to you for allowing me to share this.
Thank you, Michael. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up now. Remember, all you need is love. Really, truly, it's the glue that holds us all together. And on that note, we will be back Sunday with a brand new message, and invite your friends. If you can't stick around for the whole thing today, definitely hit the replay, because it's going to be there on my Facebook page, and it will be on Michael's as well. So on that note, thank you so much again, Michael. You are definitely a blessing in my life and in the lives of so many. You take care.
Namaste.
Have a wonderful day. Namaste.
Thank you. Have a good week.
You too. Bye.